This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
And increased police presence in schools aren't going to fix. There's never been a more critical time to build positive relationships with kids, ensure that the lines of communication are wide open, and solve the problems that contribute to challenging behavior. Yes, the curriculum is extremely important, but most crucially, we need to get back to the essential roles educators have always played in kids' lives: helper and problem solver. It is my hope that this book will continue to provide a roadmap for moving things in that direction. In the words of the famous prophet, if not now, when? Ross Greene, Portland, Maine. Introduction. The wasted human potential is tragic. In so many schools, kids with social, emotional, and behavioral challenges are still poorly understood and treated in a way that is completely at odds with what is now known about how they came to be challenging in the first place. The frustration and desperation felt by teachers and parents is palpable. Many teachers continue to experience enormous stress related to classroom behavior problems and from dealing with parents, and do not receive the support they need to help their challenging students. Half of teachers leave the profession within their first 4 years, and kids with behavioral challenges and their parents are cited as one of the major reasons. Parents know there's trouble at school, know they're being blamed, feel their kids are being misunderstood and mistreated, but feel powerless to make things better and are discouraged and put off by their interactions with school personnel. School discipline is broken. Not surprisingly, tightening the vice grip hasn't worked. A task force of the American Psychological Association long ago concluded that zero-tolerance policies, which were intended to reduce violence and behavior problems in our schools, have instead achieved the opposite effect. A review of 10 years of research found that these policies not only failed to make schools safe or more effective in handling student behavior, but actually increased behavior problems and dropout rates. Yet public elementary and secondary schools in the United States continue to dole out a whopping 230,000 paddlings, 110,000 expulsions, and 3 million suspensions each year, along with countless tens of millions of detentions. Behind the statistics, behind each paddling, expulsion, suspension, and detention, are human beings. Kids, teachers, parents, doing the best they can with the tools they have. Dramatic changes are needed to help them. And my experience suggests that these changes won't be as painful and difficult as many fear. We cannot keep doing things the way we always have, and continue losing kids on a scale that is truly astounding. This book is about doing things a different way. I interact with hundreds of challenging kids every year. These kids would like nothing better than to be able to handle the social, emotional, and behavioral demands being placed on them at school and in life, but they can't seem to pull it off. Many have been getting into trouble for so long that they've lost faith that any adult will ever know how to help them. I work with hundreds of teachers every year, too. The vast majority care deeply about kids and devote massive amounts of time and energy to the kids they teach. But most readily acknowledge that understanding and helping challenging kids wasn't a major part of their education, and that they could use some serious help with some of these students and their parents. And most are so caught up in the daily demands of teaching and all the new initiatives imposed on them that they simply don't have time to reflect on how to better help the challenging kids in their classrooms. I also work with hundreds of parents of challenging kids every year. Most are eager to work with school personnel in addressing their kids' challenges in an effective and compassionate way, but they aren't exactly sure how to make it happen. 15 years ago, I published a book called The Explosive Child that was primarily geared toward parents. Since then, the model I describe in The Explosive Child, now called Collaborative and Proactive Solutions, CPS, has been implemented not only in thousands of households, but also in dozens of inpatient psychiatric units, residential facilities, systems of juvenile detention, and general and special education schools. It was clear that a book delineating how the CPS model is applied in schools